What is money laundering? Money laundering is the act of hiding the illegal sources of money. Money is hidden because the money launderer wants to avoid detection. Detection of the money on the person of the money launderer can result in confiscation and jail for the money launderer. The official definition of money laundering is the act of concealment, transfer, or acquisition of illegal assets knowingly, and anyone who assists a money launderer in the act of acquisition, transfer, or concealment is also considered a money launderer. And you see, it's very important to understand anyone who assists a money launderer knowingly. And most people do it knowingly but claim they did not know it. This is called willful blindness. And an act of willful blindness is also considered a criminal offense. So, how do money launderers launder money? It is said there are three stages of money laundering: placement, layering, integration. The currency of crime is cash and small denomination cash. And so, in order to handle this money, it needs to be converted into monetary assets. And so, the first act of a money launderer is to place it either in a bank account or purchase of a high value asset or buy monetary instruments or transfer it across the border. Once this is done, the next stage is layering. This attempt is to distance the money away from the money launderer, to hide the trail. And layering is done by transferring the funds deposited in an account to other bank accounts, many bank accounts all over the world, buy high value assets, sell high value assets. The whole purpose is to hide the trail. Once the trail is hidden, the money launderer, once he's satisfied that it looks like clean money, transfers the money to himself as a legal transaction by buying a high value asset like property or a yacht or jewels. The, the intention is to earn more profits on that asset. So, what are the methods of money laundering? There are lots of ways people launder money. One is structuring, depositing in a bank by breaking up a large amount of cash into smaller, non-reportable amounts. The use of correspondent banking, private banking, monetary instruments, all these are methods of laundering money. Some other methods include trade-based money laundering, where people resort to under-invoicing and over-invoicing to transfer funds. People use real estate quite a lot to hide illegal wealth. People use the capital markets, shares trading to hide illegal wealth. One of the very important ways where money is hidden is through shell companies. limited liability companies to carry illegal assets, especially in the secrecy havens. So these are all methods of money laundering. How do banks control money laundering? They need to set up a compliance policy. They need to put in policy and procedures. But two very important critical procedures include KYC. Know your customer. That's the way banks identify suspicious customers and prevent them from entering the bank. The second method is to report suspicious transactions if a bank discovers that some of the transactions are suspicious. And so the bank staff have to be trained in identifying suspicious transactions by red flags. How is money laundering controlled the world over? One of the most important institutions in the fight against money laundering is the Financial Actions Task Force, FATF. They've been set up by the G8 countries to fight money laundering. FATF is a global body that guides countries to set up laws and regulations to fight money laundering, to help the countries to institute laws. They have laid out 40 recommendations as to what laws should be passed, what powers should be given to enforcement agencies, what are the preventive measures that should be implemented in banks, and international cooperation. Thankfully, the efforts of FATF and all other institutions have helped contain the scourge of money laundering, and today it is no longer the top crime. Thank you.